Hello, everyone, and welcome. You are watching episode number 16 of our Let's Play Production Line series. My name is Sean, and I'm glad you're here watching me play some video games today. Production Line, just a reminder, is an early alpha game. We are on alpha 1.11, I believe, for this version. There are frequent updates, typically one or two a week, sometimes three or more a week. Cliff is very good about staying on top of this game. Just one developer making this game all by himself. As far as I know, he's doing everything. He's doing all the art style and all the music and everything. So, good for him for making all this cool stuff, this fun game that I enjoy playing and you guys all enjoy watching. Um, we've got a heck of a factory going on here. We are really building a lot of cars, and unfortunately, we are kind of running out of ways to improve it. So. I think what we will do on this episode, oh yeah, you know what? I could fit more stuff into here. Not that there's any need to, because we're jamming it up. But I had a viewer tell me that I had never bothered to put the robots and stuff onto the vehicles down here. But what I want to do is I want to follow. If we stay locked onto that vehicle, is it going to continue telling us what the added stuff is on it? I don't think it is, because I think it's already added on some stuff to it. So that's too bad. But let's follow a vehicle through the production facility here and see how it goes. Here it's going to have the undercarriage put on there, and then I guess we're going to be able to see where some of the long delays are, although some of these delays are pretty long. Maybe if I speed it up. It looked like it kind of hopped through that line there. Let's double speed it so we can get through these really quickly. But our car is making its way. Eventually it's going to come over here to the fit fuel tank. There it is. Fit fuel tank right there. And then I'm going to have to be real. Whoa, I kind of lost track of which one it was. We're going to say it's this one right here, which is whisking over. It's waiting in line. Where is this car going? It's going down here to have a hood put on. There it is with a hood. Looks really neat. There, it's going to get a spot in line there. And over here, oh, go this way. Here we go. Oh, click. Oh, you moved down to get your trunk. Whoa! Trunk's on there. And now it's going to zoom over here to front bumper. Cool, front bumper. And boy, stuff is going really fast here. Fit rear bumper. Let's slow it down a little bit. Of course, I'm going to slow it down just in time for it to get into a long queue where it's going to take a long time to get out of this line. But we're going to keep an eye on this car. Look at all the power generators over there. Pretty neat. Stuff looks pretty cool. Let's zoom in as far as we can. Or I have to speak up a little bit to talk over the machines as they put on the fit bottom trim. Look at all those boxes. All this storage stuff that doesn't get used because it will not build the car unless its storage space is entirely full. And we've got a bit of queuing up here. But it looks like we're getting over here to the arches, I think is what this next step is. Fit arches. Fit front arch. A bunch of robots are going to put that stuff on there and zoom into the front fit rear arch. And then we have a little bit of a delay as we go over to the bottom vent to fit the vent. But now that vent is hooked on there, and we're going to have a lot of queuing up here, but there's also a lot of stations that are absorbing vehicles out of here. So we're going to go this way, I guess, take a right, continue, and we're going to continue, take a left there. And here we come upon the fit roof station. This is our old bottleneck, but it looks like there's a new bottleneck as they come out of here, and it's probably going to take quite a while to get up to the paint area. But let's try to keep an eye on our car here as it works its way down this line. Lots of cars that we're making, so it's going to take a little while to get through here. But then once it gets up to the paint area, I think it's going to go pretty fast. But I guess it's got to have the doors and stuff put on. So this is our new section here where we have doors installed. And then it's going to zoom through, and then it's got another long line to wait in as we have too many cars going into this area. Look at all those components being brought in. Just a steady stream of components, and we got this manufacturing going on over here. The car's just going to sit there for a minute as it waits. There we go. Keeps moving forward a little bit at a time. And there we go. You're going to go into bay number 2, or you're going to go into bay number 3. It's hard to say. Probably bay number 2. Oh, yeah, there's queued up for fit windows here in bay number 2. Insufficient resources. Story of the game's life. There's that servo. That's what you've been waiting for. And now it's to hurry over here to the fit wing mirrors. Get those mirrors on their robots. And now the game's going too fast for me. And it's probably paint time. Yep, he's going to line up to get that undercoat painted on there. Undercoat away. And up here. And we're going to the auxiliary drying stations. And you're going to skip past all those open ones so you can come get in line for this one. Good thinking there. Good thinking there, car. And then, of course, this is one of the slowest processes in the game, so we're going to speed it up a little bit here. And it's going to come shooting out of here any moment now. There it is. And it's going to wait in line. I'd say it's about halfway done here. Now that we have the whatever this is, the undercoat painted on there, and it's going to get a color. What color is it going to get? We'll find out. Probably white. I think white comes after yellow. There's only so many colors. Nope, looks like blue comes after yellow, or blue just got chosen randomly. It's not really blue. It's more like cyan, because I'd say that's more blue. And we've got a bit of waiting. It's going to be easier to keep track of our car though, because it is that cyan color. And which of these stations will take our car? One of them will. Any moment now. Huh? Oh. Guess it looks like it's going to this station. We'll say it's station number 5 for some reason. Again, this is a very long process, but we can kind of watch the progress bars fill up. There we go. And then we will come shooting out, get into another line with a bunch of other cyan and blue cars and a kind of a greenish lime colored car down there. And it looks like we're going to have a bit of a wait for this one as well. But they're moving through at a fairly steady clip. Line's not staying too slow. I'm still able to talk without having to repeat myself or to spend too much time talking about talking, which can sometimes feel a little annoying. I suppose putting some additional robots onto these flywheel stations would help get stuff through here a little bit faster. It's not that stuff is backing up, but it's not flying through as quickly as it could. Although I guess if you look, you can see the next station it's like all max roboted out. So getting them through the flywheel to jump into the starter motor wouldn't really do much good. Same there with valves, radiator. We've got our radiator getting in there. It's going through these stations pretty quick though. Whoa, very dizzying. And now it's going to have that exhaust put on there. We're getting almost done. Tires. We'll start with wheels though. Wheels, tires, and then somehow brakes. Many people have pointed out in the forums that you would probably put brakes on before you would put on wheels and tires. But not in our factory. In our factory we do all that, and then we put the steering column on. And then I get confused and we put the steering wheel on. And now we're going to have a bit of a long road down these conveyors. Oh, the game is faster than I can keep up with. There we go. Let's how about we slow it down so I can keep up with it. Wow, that was a long journey back over to this side of the factory, and it's going to get in line there, and we'll speed it back up. Boom. And it looks like we're having slight delays here, insufficient resources. Nothing new there. Wait to get those mirrors in. You're going to take that path, jump right into that horn station. Now you're going to be waiting to get into that seat station for some reason. We're going to get you through there though, and then it's going to be pretty fast onto the station after that. Next station being windshield. Get that windshield put in. I don't really know why your windshield would need a servo. I guess for the wipers. Air conditioning, beautiful. It's going to stay nice and cool. Electronics, get that radio and all the other gadgets. And then we're going to zoom down here, and we are just about to send you out to let somebody drive you. Go. Now you're going to take the long route, huh? I'm going to have to speed up a little bit to keep up with you. There we go. And up here, and line up for this quality control section. And everybody think, what do you think, guys? How does this car look? Is it going to be suitable for sale? I say yes. How do you say? You say yes as well. Let's get it in line. And finally, everybody says, yep, let's export it. My pie chart says it's time to export, and we're done. So that was exciting, wasn't it? Can't tell me how many cars that we're producing per hour, though, even though we just watched an entire car make it down the whole production line. But we're running at 63% efficiency. Don't really know what vehicles running means. So that means 80% of them are sitting in a waiting slot or something. But most of our time is being spent no route for resources. Well, um, yeah, I guess. Is there anywhere else I could like figure out a way to get more resources in here? I definitely don't think there's going to be any way that's practical. And it looks like all of our resource imports, you know what I mean, like along the perimeter, especially in the areas where we would be using them, it looks like they're all connected up pretty well. So I would say no, there's not any more area for that. I do have this area in the middle, but I don't know what we can do to really speed things up anymore. I can't remember if I was considering putting in an extra fit door panels in there. It looks like that might have been a good idea. On the other hand, they're pretty crammed up down here too. There's not really any air in here, you know? Like through this area, the stuff flows through pretty fast. But all the way through this area, stuff is jammed in there pretty tight. So it's not like I could really fit in a whole nother section if I wanted to. Well, I know everybody's been having fun watching this series, and like I said, I definitely have been fun making it. But I don't see what else we can do at this point. There's not really enough room to remodel and bring in a whole bunch of new processes to try to get like a fourth line going. We've got $60 million and our profits keep going up. I'm guessing, actually, it looks like that's probably the amount of money that we have. And for some reason, our sales only come in spikes. I know that starting a new factory supposedly would take care of these spike issues. But it's always tough when I want to start a new game, because if I start a new game and then alpha, like, you know, a major update comes out, like Cliff has talked about redoing the engine block line to where like you would make most of the engine parts in a separate line and then install that engine in its own station. He's been talking about that for a while though, so it's like, is that going to be in Alpha 112? Is it going to be in like Alpha 120? Is it going to be in Alpha 2? And I'm not complaining. There's no way he can really give those answers. I'm sure he has ideas how those things are going to work out, but it's really impractical to expect that he would announce that, because that you're only setting yourself up for failure if you do something like that. Obviously, we don't want that. So I'm not quite sure what to do with that. But what I think probably the most likely answer would be to start a new factory. Somebody had suggested that I tear down this factory entirely and start it all over again, since we already have all the research and since we have tons of money. You know, there's some merit in that idea. We could build, you know, we could build on what we have and try to make it better. On the other hand, though, I mean, like we've filled up all of our space, right? I mean, I could make a little more stuff in here, and then we've got some spare space over here, and a little bit of room here in the middle. So, you know, we could get more going through this one. But I think I'd rather start a new one with like the Giga Factory or Super Factory, or, you know, whatever the largest. Just try to do something with the largest possible factory that we can. Now, it would be nice if we could get the results from that vehicle production per hour thing, because like that, it seems like that would be a good metric to set ourselves up against, right? To see if we can improve things to where we can get even more vehicles per hour out than we did in this series. Now, I mean, I suppose we can look at like trying to improve 64% of the slots running. Oh, hey, look at that. We're finally getting some vehicle production per hour numbers. Let's just sit here and watch this and see our weird flag over here kind of unfurl. and see how high that gets. 165 is not bad. 182. I think we had 182 in a previous episode when we were finally able to start getting some of those numbers show up. 191 feels like the highest we've seen so far. But yeah, there you go. 200. We broke 200. Can we break 210? Yep, we sure can. 220? 219. 221. Cool. I'm not certain how you can gauge an hour either. You know what I mean? Like we were at 2100 and we're at 225, 227 cars per hour now. 10 minutes into the hour, we're still at 227. So it could be that like I just have to wait an hour of game time. And so probably one of the reasons that we're getting these vehicle production per hour numbers resetting is because I saved the game after only 25 minutes and then reload it the next day. And gosh, I can't stop yawning. And it takes a little while for it to kind of, you know what I mean, like to figure out how many cars per hour it's doing. And then since I'm always tinkering and fiddling around with uh, trying to get things like as efficient as I can and putting in new stations and all that stuff. Yeah, but definitely it stayed at 227 for the last game hour. So I would say that we are at 227 cars per hour. Looks like we just had another big sell-off as well of our vehicles. Look at that, 65% premium, and we're still managing to sell through all of our cars. So yep, there was the big spike on income. It gave us a little boost to our cash on hand. So our income, our profitability rate is only like 30%. Actually, it's not even 30%, it's just over 20%. It's like 22% or something like that. So that's not great. Oh, no, wait, no, it's like 40%, right? Because 20% would be 30,000 or $30 million. So we're to 40% profitability. Well, that's much better. Our best-selling car, of course, is going to be the whatever the final one is, just because that's the amount of time that we've had selling cars. Um, the first one we sold a lot of the Giraffe. We must have been stuck on the Giraffe 10 for quite a while. We sold 905 of those, but we've sold yeah 3,400 or 3,300 of the Jackalopes, and that's just because that's where our that's when we basically maxed out and started trying to max out our throughput, try to get as many cars through as we can. Component purchase, of course, makes up for the largest portion of our expenses. I'm assuming. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, cool. So you can see as time went by, the raw material purchase increased because we started making more of our stuff. I'm not really sure what is this wedge capital investment? So that must be building additional, additional machines or additional lines or all those things. Um, have any of the other things really changed? Rent, well, that's weird that rent's portion would change. Um, Wages, of course, our science wages probably used to be considerably, yeah, even there, they're not that large of a chunk of our, not that large of a chunk. We definitely would do well to be buying more of our power at this point. Like you can see, we've got quite a bit of power that we're paying for outside of our, you know what I'm trying to say. We're paying for a lot of our power. We used to not pay for any of our power. We used to make it all ourselves. All of these things seem fairly flat. They're supposed to be going up and down and changing over time, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're really doing that so much. And of course, loans. Bah, who cares? I'm not so interested in loans. All right, so I guess in our next game we want to try to beat 227, right? But I am going to call that good for this episode. I would expect another series to start up real soon. Definitely within I would say like by Monday, I will start a new one. I don't know that there's necessarily going to be a new series tomorrow, but I do recognize that this is by far my most popular series. This gets at least twice as many views as anything else I make, and honestly, it gets about 3 times as many views as most everything else that I make. So, you know, I want to provide you guys with what you want to see, and people want to see production line. So I like the views. That makes me very happy, and I have fun playing this game. This is a fun game. So I might get the new one started tomorrow. But I do have a new RimWorld series starting up, and um, I want to be in good shape for that RimWorld series as well. So that's going to be taking up a little bit of my focus for the next couple of days, getting that one started. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Um, I hope you guys, like I said, will continue watching this series, and I hope you'll continue enjoying or if I say continue watching this series, well, some of you might want to continue watching this series, but it's not going to be an option anymore. What I do hope is that you will continue watching my channel and continue having fun with those things, and I hope that you will come back when we start a new production line series up next week or later on this week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Let me know what you think in the comments if you had fun watching, if there's anything in particular you want to see on the next one, and we'll see what I can do. Obviously, I can't do what everybody wants. Maybe I will. No, you know what? I'm not going to say anything like that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you had a good time, and we'll see you next time. Bye.